Alright, so now it's time we start working on the proportioning valve and the splitters. Alright, so I've pretty much got everything sanded down. I've got 90% of the oxidization and tarnish off everything. And now we can move on to polishing it. Alright, starting to cool down a little bit now. So what were we up to? We're polishing these by hand. But for this, I might try... I just bought that. So how about we try this polishing ball with some of that. On our drill. Alright, this is starting to come up really well. It's really starting to polish up nicely with this speed ball or polishing ball. Now, where exactly am I finding all these products? This metal polish, it doesn't matter which one it is. The mag and aluminium polish and the wadding polish I've been using. I've found them all just at an auto parts store. So Repco, Super Cheap Auto, maybe in America it would be AutoZone. And it's all just where your car cleaning products are. So your car wash and your car polishes, that's where you'll find all this stuff. It doesn't have to be a specific brand. Just read on the back, make sure it polishes steel, stainless steel, and brass, bronze is a bonus. So this speed ball works really well to get onto the larger surfaces, but it does have a bit of trouble getting into all the cornices. So I also bought a really fine pointed felt polishing pad that I'll put through a Dremel. So we'll just do this side and we'll check that out. And here's the finished product. After we've polished it up, given it a wash to get all the residue polish and polishing creams off. And the last step, I blew everything out. I blew out all the ports and lines with brake cleaner and an air gun. The last thing to do is give it a clear coat so it doesn't rust anymore. Alright guys, well it was a nice day this morning, Saturday, but either way, I think it's got a bit of free time today, so I figured we'd go down to Stuart Wilkins Motorsport. Now they are the go-to gurus when it comes to getting custom work for your Datsun. They prep a lot of cars for rally and for other forms of motorsport, and they're on the outskirts of Sydney, and they've been doing this for the last 30 years. So I've gotten a few bits and pieces through them over the years. I've got my 6-into-1 race headers from them, and lower rear control arm spindle pins, and they do a custom diff mount and all done in-house. And I've been chatting to them lately over the last couple of weeks to talk about getting a bit of a brake upgrade for the Z, something a little bit better than factory. And so what we've pieced together is a set of discs, slotted and vented discs from a Sylvia. They're larger discs than standard as well. Toyota 4Runner 4-spot calipers for the front, and braided brake lines, upgraded pads, and I think it's a 1-inch Willwood master cylinder as well, so it should be a bit of a better upgrade over factory, and we should have a bit more stopping power of the factory brakes, which will come in handy with the extra power we plan on throwing through the car. So yeah, let's go down and check out what we've got. Alright, we're back home and here it all is. So Toyota 4Runner 4-piston calipers, Bendix brake pads, braided brake lines, rebuilt brake booster, with a 1-inch Willwood master cylinder and some RDA slotted and vented discs off an S13. So we still got a little bit of nuts and bolts to clean up on the bench, so let's go check that out too. Alright, so here's some more parts I've cleaned up. These are the mounting bolts for the prop valve and splitter. They're the bolts for all the metal tabs. And these nuts and bolts are for our brake booster and brake master cylinder. So I'm going to try and clean up these mounting brackets now. Some of them are a bit worse for wear and quite rusted. Don't think I'm going to be able to bring these back, but I'll try to polish them up. Some of the other ones are in pretty good condition, so we'll see what we can do. If I can get them up to shine up nice, I'll just give them a coat with the clear. If not, I'll take them all back to bare metal, and I found this at the shops, metal cast anodized coating. That looks like it might do a decent job of replicating the factory cadmium coating that they came in. Now I don't want to just take all these down to the plater because it took him 3 months the last time I got a bunch of stuff done, and he lost 3 or 4 critical components that I needed for door locks and latches. So let's see what we can do with the polishing.
I'm not too sure if that's from the cones or the rods, which should be
Alright, so polishing the brackets didn't work. I've had to take them all back to bare metal. So, I'll give a go at painting them. Pro tip: put your paint can in a little cup of boiling water. It'll heat up the can. It'll bump up the pressure in the can a lot, and the paint will come out a lot smoother, a lot flatter, and at a higher pressure, and it'll give you better coverage. Especially important if you're painting it in the dark, in the middle of the night, or in winter. So, I'm not really happy with the final results of this anodized paint. It might be a bit hard to see, but it doesn't have very good coverage at all. It's very translucent, and you can see any imperfections in the base material from pitting or anything like that. So you might be able to see here. I cleaned them up. I mean, that's the underside, but you can see how there's slight discoloration and score marks and whatnot because I didn't polish this. This was just with a wire wheel. And all that imperfection shows up. So, not really happy. So I'm going to have to sand all this back off and either just try polishing it up with the polishing cream and then clear coating it. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure something out. This isn't good enough. Alright, well, since we're not using these painted brackets anymore, I figure we might do a bit of a, I don't know, torture test. See how well that paint stands up to wear and tear, if you do decide to use it. So we'll see if it'll scratch easily, I guess. We're not using it, we're not keeping it. And that's not good. Don't know if you can see all that, but I was just able to scratch all that off with my fingernail, which isn't a good sign. I mean, I keyed it really well with the wire brush, so the paint should really stick, and it's not. And what about some solvents? Let's say you spill some brake fluid on there, or some thinners or something like that. Let's see how it holds up to that. Oh. Well, this isn't a good sign. Even brake cleaner is taking this paint off. That's really not a good sign. So it's definitely won't resist if you spill fuel on it or brake fluid. Look at that. It's already come off. Well, I guess we already know. Just trust me, this isn't brake fluid in here, this is paint thinner, yeah? So, obviously this is going to take it off pretty easily. I might not even have to sand these back down. Wow. Wow. There you go, look. Literally, it just rubs off with paint thinner. Just like that. There you go. Duplicolor anodized coating is a bit of a fail. We won't be using that again. Alright, let's try polishing these.